Okay. We're talking to Mr. DBaker and Mr. SHudson, both from Springfield, Tennessee, and both dealing with a very, very significant youth program. Mr. Baker, before we had our second commercial break, we were talking about some of the things that people might be able to do in order to help you do what you are doing. And what are some of the things that you would like to say to some of those who might be willing to volunteer or to contribute something this morning?
Well, what I would like to see is people, coming out and volunteering time. I would like to see a lot more one-on-one tutoring. Yes, we have certified teachers, but we also have aides too that work at the schools, and we have aides that volunteer with us also. But I'd like to see, I like plumbers, electricians. We're not looking for everybody's an Einstein within their own rights, and just the small things, usually count a tad bit more than we usually think they do. And we ask that they just stop by, just to see what they can give, because we have a rolling list of volunteers and an application as to the things that you feel that you can contribute to the program, because we feel that once you feel that you got something you want to, that you have something that you want to contribute, then you won't feel like it's an obligation. The obligation will be on you rather than you feeling like we're obligating you. And everything. So whatever talents we have application, we have volunteer applications. There are some people that can come in and teach math. A carpenter certainly could teach math. So a carpenter certainly could tutor in math and everything. So this is what we ask. We need people right now. As far as monies are concerned, what we usually do is, I remember even on the trip going to Opryland, a couple of the teachers, I was counting up my little money and the monies that I'd also gotten from another, from the karate instructor, which is Leonard Swan. Then we needed a couple of more dollars, and I just said, hey, just ask the teachers, and the teachers came up with the money, and I said, well, just consider yourself sponsoring this program, this trip. And then Seth, we had everything else, cameras, film that we didn't have to pay for. We've had, and there's just several things we didn't have to pay for, plates and things like that, that housing, came up with. So what I'm saying is that whatever you feel that you can contribute, this is what we want, because it's a community effort, and we want you to feel as comfortable as you can, and that means that you'll give as much as you can, because at some point we will be seeking funding.
Very good. I think, Mr. Hudson, you mentioned earlier that there were a large number of people and organizations that had contributed to the effort that you and Mr. Baker are making in Springfield. And let's give you an opportunity to say something in reference to some of those people and some of those organizations this morning.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank the Nashville HUD office for their help and guidance in the program, drug elimination program, and everything we have going. The city of Springfield, from the electric department for new lighting in the area, all phases of the city of Springfield. Special thanks to the police department, Mike Wilhoit, the police chief, Danny Johnson, the assistant chief, and he's over the beautification committee. Drug task force for helping with the drug problem in that area. The Springfield Housing Authority Resident Committee, Pathfinders program, and our Board of Commissioners for giving us approval to go with these programs. And we thank all of them.
And so there are a large number of people, even though Springfield is a very, very small community, small compared to Nashville, for example, that still there are many organizations and many people who are involved in what you're doing.
Without this joint effort from all these groups, then this couldn't be possible.
This couldn't be possible.
And you do feel as if you're making some kind of impact upon the problem of crime and violence and all of those other problems that are generally associated with you.
Yes, definitely. And I also would like to thank, starting with my teachers, Jim Hudgens, Raymond Woodard, Greg Bell, and these guys are certified teachers, work every day. And there are principals, all assistant principals too, and coaches. So they have a rigid day, and then in turn come out and then give time. Leonard Swan, which is again the karate instructor, a host of teacher assistants, the parents. See, we have, you know, not all of the kids come from the projects.
Good.
You know, so it's open up to the entire Springfield. So the parents of the kids that doesn't live in the project, that transport these kids to and for, and they're using their own time and everything. And so we just want to thank, and myself personally, I want to thank the Lord, you know, for working with us, you know, getting us to this point right now, because even with the amount of time that we've started, we have really flourished. Telephones are ringing off the hook, and my telephone at home, so I know I know his telephone's ringing off, and we haven't even connected the phone in the building yet. And again, when we were getting ready to go to Opryland, well, we only had a small amount of seating, but we ended up with 27 boys showing up, and of course we couldn't take them all because, you know, we hadn't gotten a van yet. So I just want to thank everybody and say that, you know, we're really enjoying working.
And let me thank the two of you, Mr. Baker and Mr. Hudson, for coming by and giving us that information about Springfield. And I'm sure that there are some viewers this morning who can help you, either through volunteering their services with you, or perhaps making some kind of financial donation to what the two of you are doing. I think we've often found that to be one method whereby people might become involved. Even though they might not be able to give their own personal time, they can make financial contributions to Springfield. And of course, Mr. Hudson, you would suggest that they send those contributions to the Springfield Housing Authority, and you can make sure that they will get to the Leaders of Tomorrow program. Let me thank the two of you for coming by, and let me encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.